All right, what's up? What's up, everybody? This is Chuck here. Um, this is going to be the first episode of a new series that I'm calling The Fitted. Um, don't know how I really came up with that idea, but each episode will be wearing a fit. But yeah, I'm not really sure what I have planned for this particular series. But today we will be beginning to an article. So I'm gonna post in the show notes. Um, so as of right now, the plan is to read a lot of articles from um, the Journal of Pan African Studies. Right, they have a lot of articles on there. It's a really amazing website to get some research on um, Pan Africanism, but scholarly. You know how you got Google Scholar and all these other peer-reviewed websites. This particular website focuses on Pan Africanism, and they post a lot of scholarly articles based off of prominent individuals in the field. So today I have an article. I don't know if I'm gonna read the whole thing because it's about shit. It's a lot of pages. So we'll probably break it up into sections. Uh, yeah. So I'm not gonna read the whole thing today, but this particular article is written by, I'm gonna probably butcher this name. It's written by Dikeledi a Mokoena, and I'll put the show notes and I'll put the spelling and link to the article in the description below. So the title of the article is Black Panther and the Problem of the Black Radical. A short while ago, I went to watch Black Panther with my family. I need to begin by noting that the amount of money I spent on one single evening for a movie, which included purchasing the tickets, one large popcorn, because my brother did not want them, and 3 sodas, including the 3D glasses, cost me R421 about $36 in US, which is R20 short of being the total amount of money that South Africans living in extreme poverty utilize a month. According to Statistics South Africa, in 2015, 13.8 million South Africans lived on R441 I'm assuming that R441 is the currency for South Africa. So 13.8 million South Africans lived on R441 per month, while the whole of Africa, excluding the North, is home to the second largest hungry population in the world. The numerous advertisements that screened in between the trailers of other upcoming movies for over 30 minutes before the movie began were a great reminder of how my time is used to pay for the new cinema that Val Mall, a large shopping center in Vanderburg Park, Gauteng, South Africa, recently built. There is a bombardment of advertisements meant to satisfy our commodity fetish, but the Black Panther movie is a different cinema fetish. It is true that the monetary dividends of the movie will not be benefiting the Black community globally. It is also not far from the truth that the movie responded to the gap in the woke community and capitalized on that growing consciousness among Black people through the commodification of that consciousness. Actually, I kind of agree with that. I agree with that statement. Although it is true that out of the hundreds of millions that were made in 1 week by Marvel, for instance, according to the Consumer News and Business Channel, the international market minus Africa spent $304 million on the movie, and the opening night in South Africa raised about $1.4 million. The Black community will not materially benefit. On the other hand, what we cannot measure monetarily are the long-term byproduct benefits of the role of the Black Panther movie in the struggle against the inferiority complex that many Black people globally experience. Representation cannot be downplayed, but it is important to be critical in our perception and analysis of representation. On a different note, to a certain extent, the movie seemed like a prophetic endeavor to prepare Africa for its future position as a leading continent in the rebirth of the world. Then there is the remarkable relationship between traditions, technological advancement, Afro modernity, and spirituality notable in movie settling emerging themes in the African Renaissance. The political economy of the African Renaissance should be subject to debate, especially if our measurement of growth is still devoid of the human face, as is the economic integration of Africa and the Cape to Cairo vision coming to fruition from commodities and peoples subject to meeting economic criteria. Another taken for granted aspect of the African Renaissance, which Tobogo Bantu brought to my attention, is the proliferation of African people who are getting in touch with their spiritual roots. The initiation of the South African middle class into ancestral healing, which comes in different forms for our wounding as African people in the globe, is an aspect that we cannot overlook in a quest for rebuilding the lives of African people globally. The responsibility of healing and the significance of ancestral connection means that the understanding of how ancestors work, especially the beliefs that one's positive deeds committed in the world while alive is their ticket to the world of the ancestors, would inspire those with a closer connection to the healing mission of the ancestors to work harder at aligning their service to humanity through the restoration of the brutalized and broken Black body collective at the physical and ontological levels. I'll read one more paragraph. African spirituality marked African identity in ways that cause us to diversify our understanding of knowledge and ways of knowing, including being and ways of being, coupled with choices made by people on a daily basis. It also serves the function of an icon that influences action. Spirituality, as does religion, wields power over individual action and to some extent collective behavior and choice. Consider, for instance, the role that the prophetesses non quack I don't know how to pronounce that non quackus of the Exosa people in South Africa played in their resistance against colonialism. She played a directive role in the fight against the encroachment of white imposition in South Africa to a point of rendering the natives a kind of breed that colonialists such as George Gray detested. This was partially because their military organization made their subjugation and colonialization process difficult. Um, wow, I mean that was it's a pretty deep article. It's a lot. We can probably unpack from this. The biggest thing that I took from that was, of course, one. We all know that Black Panther was the most successful Marvel movie. Um, however black we want to say the Black Panther was, um, that money did not benefit um, the black community at all. Well, I mean, not say at all, but it did not benefit the black community. Um, the second piece that I got from this when it talked about ancestors, right? So me, I've had a religious upbringing, and the concept or idea of ancestors didn't really resonate for me. Um, and it wasn't until I left religion and started gravitating towards more more spirituality, was then I started to realize the importance of having that guidance from the ancestors. And we saw it in Black Panther, right? When T'Challa was when he was being initiated, he went to the ancestral realm, and he was talking to his father, getting guidance from his father, right? The second piece of that is, and I actually took this from a brother that I follow, Rakim Sekou. He did a breakdown of the Black Panther, and one of the things that he pointed out was the fact that, hey, we can challenge an idea that an ancestor may have for us that we may not necessarily agree with, and we saw that during his during T'Challa's second visit to the ancestral realm, where he kind of wanted to go a different direction than where his father was trying to guide him, right? So with that being said, I hope the mic is on. I've been talking and my thing ain't moving. I hope that everything is on, is working. But yeah, so this is episode one of the Fitted. Like I said, I'm not really sure what direction I'm going to go. down the road. But starting out, we will be to um, digging into these articles on the Journal of Pan African Studies, because the work that they're doing on this particular website is amazing, especially for for Black and African people. So if you like the video, give me a sure thumbs up. Be sure to subscribe. If you have any feedback or any questions or anything, make sure to put them in the comment section below. So what today is Tuesday, so I may do this every Tuesday. I'm going to try and stay consistent with it on Tuesdays, but we'll see how that pans out. But thanks for tuning in, and until next week, peace.